Wellness Workshop. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Maude. I am the Director of Communication and Community Engagement at Obesity Matters, and I also manage the French division of Obesity Matters, Parlons Obésité. Welcome in. I'm happy to see you all, ladies and gentlemen, who will participate to this workshop on nutrition in the era of obesity treatment. I have the pleasure to present the session Alissa Steinberg and Starr. You might remember both of them from some of our previous sessions on nutrition and exercise. So ladies, it is a pleasure to have you here again. Medication and obesity. So we're all hearing about how impressive the weight loss achieved with those medication is. What concerns you most, I guess, about the conversation that goes around weight loss, and or that you feel that it's not getting enough attention?
In terms of just managing weight, there are tools we can add on to that journey. What I try my best to do in clinical practice is build these healthy habits. So are we eating regularly? Are we balancing our plate? Are we staying hydrated? And so building these habits in a way that's sustainable for ourselves. And if that really is not kind of giving us enough momentum, then there are other tools to consider. Adding on medications in those cases, I think, can really help prevent people from having to go to an extreme pattern to lose weight. Following a plan that's really realistic. And I'm a big believer, especially on medications like GLP-1s, that food really is your medicine and your medicine is your food. Nutrition plays a role, even if it's things like blood sugar management, food plays a role. Cholesterol management, food plays a role. Blood pressure, food plays a role. So really pairing the food with that health management is the philosophy I really try to practice and live by. So just to kind of visually look at the strategies for optimizing tolerance is small, frequent meals of balanced foods. Using protein actually really doesn't contribute to more nausea. So things like chicken and fish, protein is really the key nutrient to prioritize, but it also doesn't exacerbate that nausea feeling. It's more the spices you're adding to it and the cooking methods that can make it harder. Staying well hydrated when your appetite is lower or you're having some of these symptoms, so hydration is key. And lastly, limiting those hot foods during this time. So letting things cool down before eating them can actually help optimizing the tolerance. So when we're out of the house for 8 hours of the day, this schedule really implies that we're looking at packing up more than just lunch. We're packing up our morning snack, our main lunch, and then our afternoon snack, which follows this plate system. And also I do recommend, even today, write down your eating schedule. So what time do you wake up in the morning? Write down your 5 eating times and set an alarm for those eating times. That alarm can be annoying, but that's a good kind of button pusher. Just to kind of think about this plate for the 5 eating times, people always say, I don't know what to eat. Tell me what to eat and I'll eat it. I always say, let's go back to this plate. The 1, 2, 3 concept. So veggies, proteins, and starches. So if you're opening the fridge being like, I don't know what to actually make, 1, 2, 3, even as simple as carrots, hummus, and crackers. We are making my protein stuffed eggplant. I scooped out the eggplant and I roasted it in the oven for about 30 minutes so it's nice and soft and ready to be consumed. Kept the inside of the eggplant, if you can see here, cut it up into small little pieces, add it to the stuffing. And this here is my beef mixture. You can use any type of meat that you have available. I just like it when it's nice and lean because this is the animal fat that loves to stick to our arteries if it's not lean. It's completely melted down with onions. So I have beef, eggplant, and onions. I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning here. So garlic powder and Italian spices, fresh basil, and then I'm going to be adding some marinara sauce to finish this off. This is the base, the mixture that's going to be going into the center of the eggplants. Take the eggplant and I'm going to add a little bit of marinara sauce. If you have a deeper dish, I would use a deeper dish for this so the cheese can melt, but I only had a sheet pan today. And we're gonna add the eggplants that we've roasted up over here. As you can see, we're just loading it up. And then the last step really is just to finish with some cheese. So I just freshly grated some Parmesan cheese. And here you have a delicious, it's crispy cheese on top once you actually bake it in the oven. And you can broil it for just a couple of minutes. So it's like the cheesy is really kind of crispy. That is basically some inspiration there for a veggie protein loaded dinner. And this actually is about 45 grams of protein per serving.
Let's say I'm someone that has never lifted weight before, or I feel very intimidated about the idea of strength training. Do you have a simple few exercises that somebody can start with to protect and maintain that muscle function as they lose weight, but that's easy to use and very beginner friendly, let's say.
Strength training does not mean lifting heavy weights in a gym, right? I think we need to get that image of having to be in pain as like that is strength training. I want us to move past that and think about resistance training simply means asking your muscles to work against a challenge, right? And that challenge can come from your body weight, it can come from a chair, it can come from a wall, it can come from a resistance band, it can come from a household object. So that is what I really wanted to emphasize. First place that I want to start is a sit to stand exercise. So a sit to stand exercise is really focused on our lower extremity strength. And what we are going to be doing is we are going to be sitting down in a chair. Our feet are going to be flat on the ground and we're going to come to the edge of our seat. Do not be in a roller chair. I just wanted to be able to show you very easily what this looks like from my standpoint. Best place would be is a chair that is against a wall. If we can get that, that's where I highly recommend if we're going to be doing exercises. Chair stand is we're just going to stand, squeeze those glutes, come right back down. Squeeze those glutes, come right back down. Now, the inappropriate way is putting our knees really forward and putting all the weight in our toes. What I want you to do is think about driving your weight down through your heels, right? And squeezing that glute. The best way to think about it is for our women, we've all hovered over that gross toilet, right? That's what we're doing. We're thinking about that hover position where our weight is back into our heels, okay? So doing 8 to 12 reps of a chair stand is what we can do to improve and strengthen our lower extremity strength. These are easy to do. We can do them during a commercial break. We can do them in the morning. We can do them at lunch. We can do them in the evening time. If you feel like you can't necessarily stand from that chair, the other thing you can do is lift up our legs. So that's another option. Hopefully that gave us a good starting place. Just something we can start doing today. Like we're actually starting to build that strength. It does not have to be in a gym. It doesn't have to be somewhere challenging. We can really just start that foundation, which I think is the most important thing. So key thing is you do not have to be strong before you begin strength training, right? That is the misconception. You begin strength training so that you can become stronger. And that is the biggest thing that I want you to take away.
Thank you to everybody who attended. It was very lovely seeing you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.